Hola, aloha, ciao, salut, ni hao, namaste, ohayo, yagamashima, zdravstvuyte, привет, buna, dzień dobry, hello, from, where's that from? Germany, okay, sin chao, salam alaikum, and marhaban. Still, we're not quite yet with all the languages. Welcome to my channel. My name is Brunel. This is going to be a nice and quick video, I hope. I'm shooting 2 videos today, so this makeup look may look very familiar. Don't say anything. And that is a Makeup Revolution. I've got new concealers, and they are not bad actually. As I'm saying that, I should have gotten the information ready, but they've got 18 shades in total. They've got a combination of neutral, cool, and also warm shades. Right, so I bought these. I've got 3 shades here in total. The ones I've got here are number 11, 14, and 15. They go up to C 18, so hence the 18 shades. Obviously, the higher the number, the darker the shades. Number 18, number 17 are quite dark. And the ones that I've got here, for me, my opinion, these ones are cool tones. Number 15 and 14 look to be cool tone to me. I haven't actually swatched these at all, so I'm just going to swatch these next to you, so you get to see. They come in a glass container, and in each one of these there is 3.4 mil in there, which is not a bad amount. They've got doe foot applicator, which is nice and thick, so you get enough product there, and there's enough there without being too much. And yeah, so this is shade number 15, which is the darkest shade I could find when I bought it in store. So just giving you that. That for us of darker skin is number 15, which is actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Actually, it doesn't do it justice in a bottle. This might actually work as a contour, because that's what I was looking for. Okay, so that's that number 15. Shade number 14 is this one here, which is slightly dark, lighter, just a smidgen. Not bad. And also the lighter shade that I've got here, number 11. Let's see, I was looking at this thinking this is way too light. And whilst I'm actually here, I went in store at Superdrug to buy mine. I went to more than one store. They literally didn't even put them on the shelf, so it was still inside the packaging, inside the drawers, because they needed to create a room for it. And in both stores, they did not have 12, they did not have 13, and they did not have 17 or 18. So that is one of my gripes, which is it's all very well creating all these different shades, which is great. And I think that's brilliant, actually, especially for drugstore to create 18 shades. But it is then becomes a problem if you then don't make those shades available. Now, I don't know whether it's because Makeup Revolution just didn't make those shades available, or whether it's something to do between them and Superdrug. But the end result is, as a customer, I wanted to go in there and actually buy all those shades which would be applicable for anyone of dark skin, so actually so that I can swatch them for you. But because they didn't have them available in store for more than one store, which gives me an indication that is a problem with supply, then I couldn't actually show you guys the shades. That is a problem, and I'm hoping that they rectify that, and it's not just available in a big massive stores where they've got, you know, where you go to kind of like flagship stores, that they should make them available in other stores as well. That's my gripe, and that's really the only gripe actually, because I thought I was going to complain and say no cool time because when I was looking at the packaging, that's the impression I had. But clearly, as you can see, this one is definitely going to work as a contour shade. Let's just hope that this one is not too light. Ooh, actually not at all, not bad. 11 will be able to get away with it. It's a little bit lighter than I would like, but actually it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So, lesson learned. When you look at these shades inside the packaging, you might be look at them and think, oh, that's not quite right. They actually are darker than you would actually expect them. Because when you look at the packaging, honestly, you look at this and you're thinking, that looks a bit more grey toned. Well, it doesn't do it justice. That's really weird, because it's a glass container, but it doesn't quite, it's not quite the same. It's weird. They're darker. That is a lesson learned. So I think this is going to work. Anyway, that's enough chatting going on. I'm going to try and highlight and contour now whilst we're doing this. And let's see with the application how much you get. It is super creamy. not far off. If you, I mean, I haven't got the Tarte Shape Tape and all the others, the expensive concealers, but the nearest one I can probably compare this to would be an LA Girl. It's not as creamy as the LA Girl, and not as thick, but it's more, this is definitely full coverage. Yeah, definitely full coverage. This is, I will admit, this is actually a bit lighter than I would have gone for. That's fair enough. But with just for the purpose of this video, we'll have to make it work. And just let's see how quickly it dries. The applicator is nice and thick. If you're doing your nose, you can turn it sideways and make the line a lot thinner. And yeah, actually, it's not bad at all. So let's try the let's try and blend that in. And let's actually, do you know what? I'm going to try the contour shade and see how that applies. Normally, I would go for, I like powder contour for my contour, and I do actually like cool tone for my contour because that's the only time I normally like cool tone stuff. It works better as a contour rather than as something that's warm, unless for me warm is when I want to highlight it. If I want to contour, I want it to be darker and I want it to be neutral, or not actually cool tone. Actually, I'd get away with that one. So that's not too bad, not bad at all. Thicken the line a bit because it's creamy. I probably would have gone with number 16 or 17 actually. That would have been a lot better. But you work with what you're given, okay? And just trying a little bit at the top. And I can tell that that does dry, so you do need to get on with it. So let's blend it, let's blend this and see how well it applies. Okay, so it does dry fairly quickly. Now, to be fair, it's taking a bit of time because tricks of the trade. I was busy taking a thumbnail, so that delayed it. Yeah, good idea, not. So just pressing that in, it's really creamy. Yeah, I actually like this, but it does dry fairly quickly, so you do have to work and blend it in as quickly as you can. We're talking probably about a minute. As I said, I would have preferred a different shade for highlight, but this is not as bad as I thought it would be. Not bad at all. Definitely matte. Now, if this works and they create like foundation with this kind of consistency, I'd say it might actually work. Now, this is going to need a lot of work. I allowed this to dry too quickly. Ouch. Okay, I'm going to work on this off camera because you don't want to be sitting there seeing me do this. But boy, okay. That's my own fault for taking my time. Serves me right. All right, so my thoughts with regards to these concealers. Yes, it does say that they stay matte. It doesn't crease. It does stay matte. These are matte. These are matte concealers. If you are the kind of person who tends to get dry under your eyes, I would recommend not using this. I think you need something much creamier, much more, you know, something that I can manipulate a lot more. And that would be, I'll stick with, you don't have to go expensive. I usually stick with my LA Girl, and that to me is a lot easier if you're the kind of person who gets dry under the eyes. If you are looking for a matte concealer, these babies are fantastic for that. They are still full coverage, they do the work, but they're not so full coverage and they're not as creamy as, for example, LA Girl. But at £4, you really aren't going to go too wrong if you can get your shade. This shade here is slightly lighter than I would have actually gone for. So shade number 12 will be perfect for me to highlight with, and I'll be a lot happier with that. Also, when you are applying these, as I said earlier, be quick about it, really go in, and I think you'll be better rather than using a brush. If you've got a damp sponge, you'll probably get more out of this. Now, do take into account that when you're using a damp sponge, you do take away some of the product. But I find for me personally, when I've got something that's super matte, I'd rather use a damp sponge because it allows me to really push that into my skin rather than using a brush. And that's the effect that I like. Also, it does say it doesn't crease. However, if you are the kind of person who has got, this is my opinion, so you don't have to take it into account, but if you've got lots of creases under your eyes, I don't necessarily think this is going to be a good idea. I would say you have to be a lot more careful. Make sure that when you are applying it, stay well away from the creases. So you say rather in this area, rather than going much closer to your eye, because once you do it, although you don't see the creases, when you go to set it with a powder, you then notice that there are creases. I noticed that personally. That may just be me, and you may be fine with it, and if you are, it is great, because at the end of the day, that's what you want the product for. You want it to work. The aim is not to get a product that turns out to be a dud. Would I still use these? Absolutely. I just need to do it when I've got more time and I can play about with it and really press into skin and do and you know, take my time with it rather than when I'm in a rush. If I'm in a rush, I'd rather stick with the LA Girl because I know that I don't have to worry about creasing and so on when I'm applying powder afterward to set it in place. But those are my thoughts. Well worth getting, depending on what you want. But I would definitely go for the other shades. I am going to go for shades out 16 and 17 because I want them to be darker for contour. Definitely well worth it. There's a bit of contour here, but it's not dark enough for me. I want it to be darker. And also I do want shade number 12 because I think that will be the perfect shade. They just don't have it in store, so be mindful of that and call them in advance and ask if they've got those shades if you're going to pop into a store to save yourself the trouble. Thank you for watching as usual. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye.